So we'll have to see. But do we really need him to? No. I just find it super weird that the Texans, right before our game, decide to claim this guy. Now I understand they're missing wide receivers. They need help. It kind of makes sense, but I mean, is he really the only wide receiver that is cut right now? That you couldn't get an Odell Beckham Jr. There was nobody out there for you guys to sign. You guys only had the only option was Deontay Johnson. What is going on, Ravens flock? My name is Drastic, and I want to welcome you guys back to another video on our YouTube channel, Flock and Ravens. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about major roster moves. Bro, before we get into this video, I just want to let you guys know, we already made two long videos today. This is going to be our third long video, and I dropped a short today. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to do so right now. Hit the subscribe button. Help this channel out. Let's grow this channel together. Hit the like button. Leave a comment down below to let me know you are still tuned in. But anyways, now that we got that out the way, there is two roster moves I want to talk about. Number one, Keaton Mitchell. It looks like he is on pace to play this coming Wednesday, right? So things are looking good for Keaton Mitchell. Now that Justice Hill went down, it's looking like it's about to be Keaton Mitchell's time. Now this is news that we've been waiting on for the longest time. The moment we found out that Keaton Mitchell was off IR, we were like, yo, when are we going to see our guy hit the field? And I believe he went in for one game. We didn't really use him. Then the next game we saw him again. I think he got like one carry, and then we just didn't see him again, right? But now it looks like he is back on pace to join the Ravens this coming Wednesday against the Texans. That's number one. Number two, as many of you guys may have already heard, especially if you guys already saw my shorts, the Ravens waived Deontay Johnson, right? That was a couple days ago. And today, the Texans decided to claim Deontay Johnson. So I'm pretty sure there was other teams also put in a claim for Deontay Johnson, but the Texans got there first because it goes by order, right? They ask every team one by one depending on where they're ranked and all that, right? So the Texans got lucky and hit on Deontay Johnson. So I don't really know how to feel about this because it's like you want to like this move for them, but at the same time you don't, because you feel bad for the Texans, right? I mean, they lost Stephon Diggs. They're losing Tank Dell for the second time, right? And it's been announced that he's done for the season. I mean, I don't think anyone was even like questioning that, right? After what you saw happen on that field, he was out for the season. And honestly, I don't even think he's gonna be good to go this coming season. Like, that injury did not look good. But anyways, you feel bad for the Texans, right? And for me, I'm the type of fan, and I know I said this in my other video where I was like, yo, having Tank Dell out of the game is gonna help us and this, that, and the third. But look, y'all can look back into the playoff against the Chiefs, right? That video. I'm the type of fan that I want the other team at full health because I know what comes with a win. Every time the Ravens come out with a win, it's always an excuse. Well, such and such was hurt. The refs bailed you out. Y'all had home field advantage. Like, the list just goes on, right? So for that reason, I prefer the team to be healthy. In this case, they lost Stephon Diggs and now they lost Tank Dell. So Deontay Johnson, I don't believe he's eligible to play this Wednesday. A lot of fans, I don't know for sure, but a lot of fans are saying that supposedly he has to go through certain protocols and it's not going to be enough time for him to clear all of those steps. And for that reason, he might be on the team, but we're not going to see him on that team this coming Wednesday. And if that's the case, hopefully they did that with intention of we're going to need him later on. Not so much on we want to bring him in and get as much information out of him of the Raven system. I mean, you gotta always think of these things, right? Because teams at the end of the day, they want to win every game no matter what. And you want to say, oh well, teams, they have certain standards, they live by dignity, this, that, and the third. But nah, bro, nah. I mean, y'all saw what Bill Belichick did it with the Patriots, right? At the end of the day, they want to win by all means, bro. By all means. So I wouldn't be surprised if they honestly brought in Deontay Johnson just to get some information out of him. And obviously, we could use you later on in the season, right? There's only one more game left, and then the postseason. But anyways, I believe like that may be why they brought him in, right? Because he was doing very well with the Panthers. So there is a possibility that they just saw value in Deontay Johnson. But I don't think you watch him with the Ravens and you say, oh, there is some value there. Let's bring him on. It has to be either because of what he did with the Panthers or simply we want to get information out of him, right? And if that's the case, EDC is seeing the same exact thing we're seeing, right? Because EDC claimed one of their players. The player that EDC claimed is Steven Sims Jr. Now, if you don't know who that is, I didn't know who that was. He's not a flashy player. He's not somebody that every single fan would know who is this guy. But let me refresh your memory, right? Y'all remember last year in the playoffs where the Texans did not score a single passing touchdown, but for some reason the score was 3 to like 14, something like that, and then out of nowhere, the Texans made it up to 10 points, right? So everyone was like, "Yo, did they score?" Whoever wasn't watching the game, right? Did they score a touchdown? Did they finally, CJ Stroud finally throw a passing touchdown? Nope. What ended up happening was Steven Sims Jr. on the return, kick return, he took it all the way to the house. All the way to the house, and that was the only touchdown that the Texans were able to make the entire game. And that play definitely stuck, but for some reason, the name really didn't. Just the play itself. When you watch that play, you just remember instantly, oh, that was that play where the guy just took it to the house. But anyways, that's the player that the Ravens decided to claim. So if Deontay Johnson is not able to play for the Texans this coming Wednesday, I cannot imagine that Steven Sims Jr. is going to be able to play for us this coming Wednesday. The time frame should be the same exact thing for Sims and Johnson, right? So if that's the case, I think EDC is seeing what I saw. Bro, they're trying to get information out of our old guy, so we're going to try to do the same. We're going to bring him on, and we're going to try to get some information out of him as well. That's what I think. Now, I could kind of see why we would bring him also for to return the kicks, because obviously that King guy, right? Number 35, I think is his number. He fumbled. And then obviously Tylen Wallace, he's in the doghouse because of the same issue. He fumbled the ball and whatever. So Harbaugh is probably wanting to replace Wallace and Desmond King. I think that's his name, Desmond King or King, something with King, number 35. He's trying to replace our kick returner, right? So I feel like this would be a good fit because clearly Ravens know firsthand that this guy is really good at returning a kick return, right? So this would make the most sense. Now here's another thing. Just because you're expecting to bring in a player to your building to tell you all the secrets you want to know, it does not mean that that player is going to come into your building and immediately start telling you all the secrets. Like, I'm sure Deontay Johnson will. Yo, he's gonna sing. He's gonna sing like Mariah Carey on Christmas Day, bro. I promise you, he's going to sing, and he's gonna sing for hours, right? Now, I don't know the relationship between Steven Sims Jr. and the Houston Texans, right? I don't know if there's bad blood. I don't know if it was a mutual agreement where they just said, yo, like, we'll just part ways. I don't know the full context of that relationship, but it is not guaranteed that he's going to come into our building and just start singing. So we'll have to see. But do we really need him to? No. I just find it super weird that the Texans right before our game decide to claim this guy. Now I understand they're missing wide receivers. They need help. It kind of makes sense, but I mean, is he really the only wide receiver that is cut right now? That you couldn't get an Odell Beckham Jr. There was nobody out there for you guys to sign. You guys only had the only option was Deontay Johnson. That's what y'all telling me. All right, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. All right, too much coincidence. But I'm not really too concerned because let's be honest. What could Deontay Johnson really tell them? Because I mean, he himself didn't really understand the playbook, right? I mean, he was running the wrong routes. He wasn't catching. But that's for another video, right? So I'm not too concerned. I still feel like we have a big advantage on the Texans just because it's not a good matchup. I don't know what it is, but CJ Stroud versus the Ravens, it just doesn't mesh well, right? It always goes in the Ravens' favor. So I'm not too concerned about it, but I want to know what you guys think about the whole situation. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys think, the Texans were intentionally doing this to try to get some information. Because look, like I said, there is so many wide receivers out there, and you decided to pick the receiver that just left the team that you're gonna face in a couple of days. Come on now. Let me know your comment down below. At the end of your comment, make sure you leave a hashtag FlockGang and hit the like button. And again, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to do so now. And with that, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.